Hello everyone, I'm Chuck Gordner from MoneyMan4438 Marketing, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing my updated all-in-one trading journal version 9.1. I've enlarged the graphs on the dashboard to make them more easily viewed. To use the dashboard, you'll need to enter a start date, in this case I'm viewing my data from 9/1 of 2019. If you wish to view data from a previous year, you'll need to enter the month, the day, and the year. My end date is 7/27/2020. If you're viewing data from a current year, it's only necessary to type the month and the day, and the year will be provided for you. Once you've entered the start date and the end date, your statistics will be put in the trade summary. The next sheet in this trading journal is your trade log. In the trade log, you're able to see your open trade amount. You can view that information right here. Each column has a description that explains what it's all about. All the other columns have descriptions. Some people might consider these four columns to be irrelevant. I personally like to see the amount of money I've deposited, how much I've withdrawn, and how much I've paid out in margins or maintenance fees. The withdrawal column populates your withdrawal tables, which allow you in turn to view how much money you've withdrawn by the year and month. There are totals at the top of all of the columns. In previous versions, I had several columns that were highlighted in yellow. Those had drop-down lists. Excel has a limited amount of characters that can be used in a drop-down list, so I've eliminated them. And I've removed the highlighting from those columns. Now you can double-click on any column or row to activate your trade entry form. With your trade entry form, you're able to update a previously entered trade by placing in your exit date and whether it was a stop loss price or an exit price. If you've changed your management strategy to exit that trade, you can click the drop-down arrow and select from the menu. This is when I normally would enter my trading plan, and if I followed the plan, mostly followed it, partially followed it, and so on. If I didn't enter a picture at the time I entered the trade, I'll go to my trading platform and go back in time to when I placed the trade, enter a stop loss line, an entry line, and a target price line, and take a snapshot of it, place it in the trade pictures folder, and then copy it and then Control V it to paste it into the Add Trade Pictures section. Then I'll click Update. In this case, I'm not going to update it, so I'm going to click No. You can delete a trade, or you can add a new trade. To add a new trade, click Reset. That will clear the form. Once the form is cleared, Now you can enter the entry date, your entry signal. You can enter the time frame that you were looking at on your chart at the time of the trade, the name of the stock, whether it was a long or short, how many shares you took, what your entry price was, and whether you had a purchasing fee. Then you would enter your stop size, your risk. Your risk is the difference between your entry price and your stop loss. The exit management you were going to do, and your trade picture. Then click New. This is going to enter a new line at the bottom of your trade log table. If we go to the end of my trading log, you'll notice that I've started entering a lot of comments. I have trade pictures for all of my trades. I'm able to view the reward I received from that trade, the percent of risk that I took, how much my profit and loss was, how much my gain loss was, how much I earned in points. Points are the difference between what you bought the stock for and what you sold the stock for. I can see the trade cost of that stock, how many days I spent in the trade, how many minutes I've spent in the trade. All the orange columns have formulas in them and are not accessible. I can double click on any of them and it will pull up my trade picture and my trading summary. I'm able to click on the trade picture and see an enlarged view of that trade. I do this when I'm updating the trade with my exit date and all the other criteria that are necessary for exiting a trade, so that I can review it against how the trade played out. That's when I put comments in that tell me what I did or did not do. If you click on it again, it reduces down to the normal trade entry form. You can close it. You can see that I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out where I'm going right or wrong. If we look back at the top of the trade log, you'll see that you can find us on Facebook. You can go to my YouTube channel, my website, or my blog. Something else that's at the top of the trade log are some drop-down lists that are small cheat sheets for me for location items going long, buy setup to go long, location items for going short, and buy setups for going short. The next sheet in the trading journal is the simulator. The simulator log is a duplicate of the trade log. You would use it to enter your paper trading. Most trading platforms offer a simulated account where you can do paper trades from. You would enter your trade entries the same as you do for the trade log. Double click on any column or row to activate the trade entry form. You will notice that the trade entry form is a different color. This is to distinguish between the simulator and the trade log. When you're through entering the trade, click on Close. The next sheet in the trading journal is the patterns sheet. The patterns sheet is a collection of trading strategies that I use to reflect back on when I'm taking a trade. I've left this sheet unlocked so that you can add trading strategies of your own. Once you've added those trading strategies, go to Review, click on it, click Protect, and then click OK. If you wish to add more trading strategies, go back to Review, click on Unprotect. Now you can add more trading strategies. I highly recommend you go back to Review then, click Protect, and click OK so that you don't lose any of your information. The next sheet in the trading journal is the Checklist and Rules sheet. The Checklist and Rules sheet, as its name would suggest, is a collection of checklists and rules that I've copied from YouTube videos to help me with my trading. I've left this sheet unlocked, the same as the patterns sheet, for you to add any checklist or rules that you would need for yourself. Be sure to protect your sheet when you're through so that you don't lose any of your valuable information. The next sheet in the trading journal is the risk-reward calculator. There are 6 risk-reward calculators in the trading journal, as I found it to be quite frustrating to have to change the data for each stock that I was contemplating trading on. Now that there are 6 calculators here, you can retain the information for up to 6 stocks at a time before you need to change the data. I'm not going to go into much detail about the risk-reward calculator in this video, as I have a video on the risk-reward calculator by itself. The next sheet in this trading journal is the monthly analysis report. There's a monthly analysis summary which lets you see by the year. You can see here, you can click on this and with the drop down choose any year. And then you can get the history of what happened in that year. This has just been reworked. After I had all my history in here, I was able to see that for some reason the formula was not pulling in the last day of the month or the first day of the month, so these figures were not correct. So I figured out new formulas to put there so that everything works now. You get a range report with this calculator. You would put in the date, anytime you're using a different year than the current year, you must type in the year. But if you're in the current year looking for information, you just need to type the month and the day and it'll automatically put the year in. Now that's going to give you your information here without having to click the update report button. But if you click the update report button, you will end up being able to see what trades that report used to get your information. Then you can kind of review what happened with your trades, where your signals came from. The next sheet is a win-loss comparison report. With this, you're able to select, again, the date that you want data from. Then click on the update report button. And you're going to be able to see how much you would have made following the plan and what the difference is if you didn't follow the plan. You'll have information here that lets you read about what this does. You're also able to select a drop-down box to allow you to choose from 1R, 1.5, 2, 2.5, or 3R, all or nothing, to see what you would have gotten if you had done any of these type of strategies. This report really basically only deals with the all or nothing strategy. Probably the most valuable sheet in this journal is your back testing sheet. The back testing report allows you to pull in your trading history based on a start date and an end date. If your start date is from a previous year, you'll need to type in the month, the day, and the year. If it's for a current year, then it's only necessary to type the month and the day. The current year will be pulled in for you. This is the same for the end date. Once you have typed in your start date and end date, the backtesting report will pull in all of your trading history between those two dates. This allows you to see where you've made your most money from, so that you're able to use that to strategize your trading for maximum performance. I've enabled the backtesting report to allow you to remove the entry signals that do not work for you and put in your own entry signals. I've done this with the exit management strategies and the trading plan. As a review, here we can see that I made my most money between 1:30 and 3 o'clock. I lost the most money between 4 in the morning and 9:30. This is pre-market. If you're not prepared to sit in front of your computer during this time frame, I would not advise it. With entry signals, I made the most money on buy setups, and I lost the most money on pre-market. With time frames, I made the most money in the 2-minute chart, and I lost the most money in the 1-minute chart. Currently, I'm only trading long. I made the most money on Wednesday, and I lost the most money on Friday. I made the most money trading 0 to 250 shares, but I also lost the most money trading 0 to 250 shares. I made the most money from 961 minutes to 4,800 minutes. You would divide that by 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours a day. That's, I believe, 960 minutes. I lost the most money between 19,201 and 249,600. I made the most money using 3R all or nothing, but I lost the most money using 2R all or nothing. I made the most money when I followed my plan. I also lost the most money following my plan. As you can see, this backtesting report can be quite valuable to help you determine and strategize when and where to do your trading. There is a similar sheet to the backtesting report that is hidden. That sheet uses the start date and end date from your dashboard to pull in all of your history based on your dashboard dates to populate your graphs. It is hidden and you do not have access to it. The next sheets in the trading journal are the Intrinsic Value Calculators. Again, there's a video on this, so I'm not going to go into much detail. You can see that I'm able to put an analysis date in, along with the information, the criteria in the white, key in the most current values in the white boxes. And when you're done, you're able to save that and you'll have saved lines down here with the date that you did the analysis on. Now, if you're not into intrinsic value, that's okay. I'm more primarily into price and volume, but if you're someone who wants to know what the intrinsic value of a stock is before you purchase it, this is a great tool. There are withdrawal tables that let you see how much money you took out in what year. Now this goes all the way up to 2047. I provided a workspace so that you can go in and do calculations. I've got a TTM wave cheat sheet. If you don't know what a TTM wave is, YouTube search it. So I've built this journal for myself. I'm anal and I'm a perfectionist. If it's not right, I don't do it. So everything in here has been designed around my wants and needs, which are very specific. I want to know when I got in. I want to know then what time and what weekday. These are calculated for you. I want to know what signal did I use? What time frame was I in? What was the stock? Was it long or short? How many shares? What was my entry price? Was there a purchasing fee, a selling fee, a regulatory fee? What was my exit date? How many days were in that trade? How many minutes were in that trade? Again, locked formulas. What was my stop loss price, if there was any? What was my exit price? What was the trade cost? Again, locked formula. What was my stop size? What was my risk? How many points did I make on each share? The gain loss, profit loss, percent of risk, the reward. Again, locked formulas. What was my exit management strategy? Did I follow my plan? Did I mostly follow it, partially follow it, didn't follow it, didn't have a plan, made a mistake, had technical difficulties? And how did I evaluate that trade? Did I get a picture of that trade? If I didn't get a picture, you could always go back in time on your trading platform and create a picture and add lines and then add it in to your trading journal by clicking it, Control V, and adding it in and then updating it. Again, you're able to evaluate your trades on any one that you have. Just simply click it, you'll go back to the trade entry form. You can click on another one. Close it out. You can close it out with the X if you want. Put a close button in. That is the extent of my trade entry journal, my all-in-one trading journal. I hope you like it as much as I do. Try it out. If you like it, it's pretty reasonable. I've checked around. A lot of these journals are going for a whole lot more money, and a lot of these journals have a monthly fee where you only get to access them 1 month at a time if you paid the monthly fee. If you like what you see in this journal, it's going to cost you $94.97. It's unlocked for the first 45 days. If you like it and you want an unlocked version, then you'll contact me when the timer runs out. There will be a timer in this. When this loads up for the very first time, it will tell you that your trial period for the evaluation of the all-in-one trading journal has started and when it ends. It also tells you how many days you have left. Each day you open it, it will calculate how many days you have left. Number of days left. Today's date. Last of the day of the trial. It'll state trial period here. If you decide at the end of this trial period to purchase this journal, all of your history will get carried over into an unlocked version, and when you open that unlocked version up, you will have gotten a password from me to enable that, and it will also then show unlocked where it says trial period. It will also give you a block in here that tells you how to contact me if you have a specific question about the journal. If you would like to get this journal, below the video in the description is a link to my Google Drive where you can download the journal. It does work from Excel. You can also go to my Facebook group Moneyman 4438 Marketing. And go to the file section. This new Facebook group shows the files under more. Then you just go here and double click on the all-in-one trading journal. Brings up the actual post, and then in the post you're able to click on the Google Drive, then click the download button. If you want to learn more about stock trading, you can go to my YouTube channel, which you can also subscribe to at the bottom of this video, and in there are watch lists. I follow live traders, so I've put a lot of the videos that I found most helpful for live traders in here. I also follow Adam Coe. Adam Coe is a great source of information, and while I don't have an actual playlist for Adam Coe, I do have Adam Coe in my subscriptions, and here you're able to then go through and watch videos that he's done. So, as a recap, if you like the calculator, it can be downloaded from a link in the description below the video, or by going to my Facebook group, joining it, and downloading it from the file section. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you'll get updates on any training or videos that I've added. You can also click the notifications button to be notified of any new videos that I put out. And with all this being said, I hope to see you on the money train.